Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation. Watch Kalamazoo Lively Arts every Tuesday at 6 p.m.
Shelley explores wood as an art form with woodworker Gerren Young.
My first exposure to woodworking was high school, taking shop class, and thankfully my school still had a shop and actually had good teachers, and really realized that it was something that felt really natural and just came easily, and I loved it. It took a while for me to come back to it after high school. I did some traveling and some metal work and tried some different paths as far as employment goes. When I finally came back to woodworking, I started making drums. I had been a drummer since middle school.
So here we are in your workshop. Let's work something up. What's your specialty?
My specialty is whatever I'm currently working on, which at the moment is wooden glasses. And it's not a lot of people make wooden glasses. It's becoming more of a fad. I hope it's not just a fad, but
I hope it
continues. Yeah.
So wooden glasses. Give me a kind of a 101 of who these are for and how they're made.
These are for, most of these are for nobody because they were just my demo or my prototypes, and I mean, frankly, a lot of them are broken. But I have, through my mistakes, I've learned a lot, and I do have several pairs now that I'm working on for people. It wasn't until I was able to attend the Mark Adams School of Woodworking, I had an opportunity to do an internship there. And it was 2 months, intensive classes on a particular subject or a particular project with master woodworkers, and just blew my mind, really, and really opened me up to all the different potentials and all the different possibilities within woodworking. And that's what pushed me a lot further along my path into furniture, now the glasses, and the drums are still there. Of course, I felt compelled to do a lot more artistic and intricate things with the drums.
So you start with like a clean slate. How do you actually make the frame?
Yeah, so you can see over how these are many layers of wood.
What kind of wood is it?
So this wood is, the lighter wood is maple, and the darker wood is walnut. And it is 9 layers of veneer. Now veneer is a very thin piece of wood, so it's almost like paper. It will break eventually.
Yes.
But it's very flexible.
That's hence why you need the layering to have glasses
Correct.
frames that don't break.
Correct.
Yeah.
Something about seeing it done can really make things a lot more approachable. Reading it in books, it just seems a little too complicated, or there's just some steps missing that are really key to it making sense to you. And so really seeing the projects being put together and these techniques being demonstrated just kept me really excited and gave me permission, I think, to try things that I'd never done before.
So we go from wood paper to a frame. What happens in between?
Yeah, so we have many layers of veneer, all alternating, different grain directions. And then this form that has the shape of the glasses. And you put them together. Of course, there's a lot of glue in there too. Clamp them together.
Press them together.
A lot,
Yes.
a lot of clamps on there to get it to take the shape. And you end up with something like this.
Which is, describe it. That's the shape of
Yeah, so it has the arc of the lens and the bridge. You can see kind of where your nose fits in.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that, you cut out the shape.
Wow. How are you cutting this out?
This I am cutting out with a router. And so these are my old jigs that I made to use with a hand router. And the router goes in and follows the contours of the shape. Yeah, I still make quite a few drums. It's not as much of my income as it used to be, which is fine. I still enjoy making them. It's really fun to go to a concert and see your drums on stage and know that you're doing something that's contributing to other art. I'd imagine someone who makes paintbrushes feels great when they know a great artist is using their brushes. I think it's similar. Drums are a tool. They're used to create another form of art. I think it's important for those tools to also be attractive and art within themselves. And it also, I think it makes people think of their instruments in a different way and feel more creative, I hope.
Shelley, tell me about Gerren's working environment.
This is a gentleman who certainly is interested in his own surroundings, because he built this from the ground up, and it's a nice atmosphere because he's able to work with other craftsmen of mostly the wood genre. It's an industrial site. They call it somewhat of their wood paradise, and it comes together nicely.
And obviously he's very talented. He can make just about anything out of wood.
Yep, one of my favorites were the wood frames for your eyeglasses, so those are definitely bound to be bestsellers. We had in a previous episode Rick Hale, and he and Rick got to know each other because Gerren actually designed or worked with some of the drums that Rick played. So now Rick actually has some studio space in Gerren's area, so it's a nice coming together of true talents.
Great, thank you, Shelley.
Watch Kalamazoo Lively Arts every Tuesday at 6 p.m.